again, what's up? What's good? Probably first was really good news. Man, Diabolical, welcome to another exciting comic book review with the Rock Wit Me Nation. Yeah, y'all see what we got going on? Go ahead and clap it up. Before we begin, like, share, subscribe. You like, leave a comment. You don't like, leave a constructive comment. Yeah, I would understand it. Well, you shouldn't have no problems with this. We gonna talk about it. You see what we got going on. Absolute Batman, issue 1, the talk of the town. Right? Everybody saying something about it. Y'all know I'm collecting it. I was covering it. I stopped. Y'all let me know if y'all want to bring that back to you. But since Absolute Batman is a comic that I'm collecting, it is. And since it's generating a lot of controversy, this issue, it is. I may as well, right? Right. So, this is brought to us by Daniel Johnson as both the writer and artist. Long story short, right, like I said, I heard so much about this. But you know what the pastor say, right? Read it for yourself. Right. Let's get started. We open up with a young Bruce Wayne talking to his father who's reading the newspaper with the extremists. Right. Feature some extreme, not those extremists. No, these would be human extremists, right? Folks that, you know what I'm talking about. Bruce reading the paper and noticing his father looking dejected asks what can be done. How do they make them stop? Tommy has no answers. He don't. On how to solve the problem. As he says, he's just one person. He doesn't know how to fix the world. All he can do, as he says, is what he knows how to do. What he's good at, which is being a teacher. Get that? He's hoping that him being a teacher, his influence on his students will prevent them from conducting themselves like those individuals did. Is it 2025? Every student he meets, he has a chance to make a difference in their life, as he tells Bruce, so that they won't make the same mistakes as those extremists that Thomas was just reading about, him and Bruce. Right. As Thomas asks a young Bruce, what will he do? We flash forward to Batman right here, ferociously standing as flames flicker around him. Yeah, that's a nice little setup. All right. Still in current time, though, yet rewound a few hours. We find ourselves in Slaughter Swamp, which appears to have a tent sanctuary as Bruce pulls up. Yeah, for the homeless. Y'all see a pastor there? Look at him doing God's work. Want to do it? That said, this is how you know this Bruce ain't our Bruce. This ain't our Bruce. This the absolute Bruce right here. Cause he driving a pickup truck. Beat up. Our boy would have been driving off a walk. Anyway, Bruce then pulled up to restock his ammo. Right? When he notices what appears to be Professor Pig goons. Absolute universe. They beating up some people, some folks. Look like a woman and her son, young son. Why? Because they different. They're immigrants. Right. Well, Bruce don't get down with that, right? Because you see when he was a kid, him and his pops was reading that paper. Church, I'm saying the church was blown up. Stay with me. Right. All right, Theo, why are you saying that the extremists blew up a church? I'll circle back around to it. Like I said, Bruce don't get down with the defenseless being attacked, so he goes into absolute Bruce mode, which isn't that effective against a monkey wrench to the back of the head. No, that ain't that effective at all. Ironically enough, from the same dude he was just buying supplies from. Then a big guy named DJ pulls up with a kick to Bruce's ribs. Yeah, if not from the pastor that we saw outside with the homeless in the tent sanctuary from earlier, without him pulling up to cover Bruce and everything like that, yeah, this was gonna go worse. It's going to go worse. Taken back to the pastor's place, right, to recover, the two men, the pastor and Bruce, chop it up as Bruce notices a pic that the pastor used to be a civil rights activist. Yeah, the pastor is right there in that pic. He was a civil rights activist back in the day. As the pastor recounts his travails in trying to find peace, Bruce questions the tattoos on the young man's arms from earlier. And of course, it stands for exactly what we would think it would stand for. Yeah, that's what that is. In this universe. Probably in ours too. Turns out DJ, the lead antagonist, the dude that kicked him earlier and everything like that, showed up in town doing exactly what Thomas was doing as a teacher, except he's teaching violence and hate. Yeah. There's some interesting story points here. Having gotten his bearings back, Bruce questions what one of the men questioned the pastor, what one of the men meant earlier about something happening soon. And that's when he remembers the tent sanctuary. Yep. When the pastor asked Bruce about his intentions, Bruce says sometimes peace isn't an option. You can debate that. Crazy, because to have peace, that's why I said we could debate that. Either both sides have to want peace, all those involved, or both sides, all those involved, have to be afraid of war. Yeah, that's what you got to have to maintain peace. If not, somebody gonna get beside themselves and start something. Yeah, that's what that is. Over to the sanctuary city, where we find DJ and a couple of corrupt cops. It's life. And I don't even know why people being offended. Like, I don't even get that. No, this is life. So everybody on the police force is innocent? Stop that. Stop. You're not gonna do that. Anyway, over to Sanctuary City, where we find DJ and a couple of corrupt cops more than willing to join in on the nonsense. A bunch of tough guys with weapons attacking the homeless. Yeah, that's bullies. I think Robert De Niro said it when it was in the movie Untouchables. Kevin, I keep forgetting his name, but he was playing Agent Elliot Ness. And Robert De Niro, he's playing Al Capone. He's playing Kevin Costner. He was playing Elliot Ness. And at the end of the movie, he tells him, Robert De Niro as Al Capone, you're nothing but a bully with a badge. You're nothing but a bully with a badge. Shoot, truth hurts. Yeah, you got all the stereotypical neo-Nazi, Confederate, white supremacist behavior going on here, even down to the salute. Yep, even down to the salute until absolute Batman absolutely wrecked shop. That looked like it hurt. I don't ever want to feel that. I don't want to feel that. I don't want to feel it when it happened. I don't want to deal with the recovery time, the rehab. I don't want that. That looked like it hurt. Anyway, like this Bruce may still have a no-kill rule. But some of these folks gonna walk away from this with lifelong injuries, debilitating injuries. Some folks gonna be eating through a straw for the rest of their life. Like, watch this. So this dude, the dude that was selling Bruce some stuff earlier, he get 3 battle range straight to the face. Damn. I think he blind for the rest of his life. Yeah. He gonna need facial reconstructive surgery, right? And then he need him in the face, bruh. You throw 3 battle range straight to his face, then you knee him in the same face where the battle rings are lodged. Major reconstructive surgery. Mind you, like I said, this is the store owner from earlier. He may have had it coming. He was the one that hit Bruce with the wrench from earlier. Over to DJ, who reached it for a pew-pew, bad move. bad move. Bruce is on this guy before he knows it and commences to boom, boom. Like that don't sound like crunch. That don't sound like punch. Boom, boom. That sound like every time Bruce hit him, the ground was shaking. Now, I don't know what to tell y'all, but my daughter's watching Luke Cage. Y'all remember Luke Cage? Remember Cottonmouth? Muhammad Ali? Remember when the dude spit on his face? Remember when he climbed on top of the dude and just went to... He wasn't hitting him like that. This crazy. In essence, those aren't normal punches. They aren't. Once again, though, if not for the pastor, this time DJ would dead. DJ gonna be, remember when I said through a straw for the rest of the life? That's gonna be DJ.
Can't say he didn't have it coming, though.
Yeah. Once again, the pastor doesn't know what to do. I don't know how to make it better. This isn't the way. Bruce's response, this is his way. This is his way. Somewhere I hear Christian Bale saying, this is my way. Yeah, that's crazy. I don't know how to fix the world, but I know what I'm good at, teaching. That was Thomas. The pastor, I don't know how to make it better, the world. I only know how not to make it worse. That's the pastor. Not the same sentence. Definitely similar. Which makes sense, considering they met. Yeah. Shifting scenes over to DJ's HQ, where those that think like him, they decide to posse up. They do. More guns would have definitely helped, but Earl, the store owner from earlier, yeah, he foobarred. It's also a bad idea that they all in one area, because Bruce is standing in front of his Absolute Batmobile. And those of us that have been keeping up with Absolute Batman, we understand that this is definitely an Absolute Batmobile. We ain't never seen anything like this. Yeah, not at all. Broom is definitely right. Bruce pulls up, gets out, detaches his battle axe, and yes, Lord. Lord have mercy. Then he go grab a blowtorch. Like, at this point in time, I'm thinking it's a little bit of overboard for me, but hey, it is what it is. And Bruce go ahead. And I'm thinking he must have stood there admiring his work for a while, because by the time the pastor pull up, it's smoldering. It ain't burning no more smoke. I'm like, God. When he asked the pastor why, because the pastor then pulled up with a first aid kit, the answer's simple. Bruce has his way and he has his. Climbing back into the Batmobile, that we calling it that is crazy. Bruce thinks back to the combo with his father, where his father tells him, or rather Bruce tells his dad, he did a lot of cool stuff. That he made a difference. He did something. Didn't just sit around, say he wasn't going to vote, or vote for somebody that wasn't going to do a damn thing. No, Thomas actually got in the thick of things during the civil rights era. And Bruce is proud of that. Bruce says he's going to do that too, that he's going to do the same, that he's going to be just like his father. And as we see Bruce looking down at the picture, the same picture the pastor was holding. Yeah, Thomas had that picture. Him and the pastor knew each other. Small world. That said, Thomas tells his son that back then they didn't know what they were doing. That even now he isn't sure what he's doing, but that he knows Bruce will because of his strength and compassion. This is what Bruce is reflecting on. All he has to do is be himself. No matter what he does, Thomas will always be proud of Bruce. Bruce remembers that conversation, reflects on that conversation while staring down at the red on his hands. I would say what it is, but we on YouTube. And this last page where we see Bruce, you see him, he don't look like he's proud of his work in front of the Batmobile. Bruce looks troubled. Now, thoughts. As I said, I collected, I read it, had been reviewing it, stop. So I heard a lot of folks saying a lot of things. Batman beats up racists. I mean, he did. He absolutely did. I heard the folks were upset. They got triggered. How are you triggered about a superhero doing superhero stuff unless you identify? Are you Garo? That's what I'm starting to think. I'm starting to think we got quite a few Garos in the world. And if you Garo, you Garo. But Garo was cool with being Garo. Garo said, hey, sometimes the villain needs to win. It's folks out here acting like they mad. All of a sudden, they're realizing you got more in common with Lex Luthor. If you don't like that, change it. Lex Luthor is an elitist. Lex Luthor is a narcissist. Lex Luthor don't give two damns about anybody, not even his fellow Earthlings. He don't. He will burn the planet down just to take out Clark Kal-El because he's not from here. If you identify with those sentiments, there's something wrong with you. If you got offended because you found out in James Gunn's Superman, you had more in common with Lex than which you should have had more in common with Cal. Because if you are in America right now, you are either a Native American, an immigrant who came over here, or a descendant of a slave who was brought over here. That's it.
Facts. He ain't spitting nothing but facts.
That is it. Getting offended because you've allowed somebody to convince you you're superior to somebody else, that's wild. Because that's exactly what that was. Somebody convinced you of that. Anyway, so if folks want to get triggered either over on this side of the fence or that side of the fence and focus more so on the racial aspects of this story could have been told without DJ being the main antagonist. To a degree, this is a coming of age story. Yeah. That's what this is. This is the story of a young man still trying to find his way without his father being there. You know who knows that? Somebody who was trying to find their way at their age without their father being there. All Bruce can rely on are the memories. There is no person to consult with. And Alfred isn't in this story. And who's been his surrogate father in the main universe? Alfred. Who has Bruce been able to consult with since he was a child? Alfred. That person's not here. So Bruce, when he's looking at his hands, his dad told him, I know who you are. You're going to do what you're supposed to do because you got strength. You got compassion. As Bruce looks at his hands, I'm pretty sure he's asking himself, am I doing everything I could be doing? Or am I doing the only thing I know how to do? It's not the same statement. It's not the same question. It's not the same sentiment. Similar, but definitely different. Listen, I'm out. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comment section. I like the story overall. I did. The wrestling, the struggle with identity. I'm going to tell you where I'm at with it. I think it's a one-off. Because I don't know how this story plays out, considering what we got going on in Absolute Batman. And mind you, I don't necessarily, this is the Batman annual. There are no signs of Bruce Bane. So I'm of the mindset this takes place prior to Batman Absolute Batman issue 1, I don't see Bruce. I see him going back thinking about when Thomas was alive, but I don't see Bruce in Absolute Batman, and I could be wrong, struggling with what he's doing in regards of would his father be proud? I don't get that. I don't see that. But hey, I could be wrong. I could be missing it. Because the Rock Wit Me Nation be let me know. Appreciate y'all. Shout out to Greg and everything like that. Greg and the Rock Wit Me Nation moderators, the Steezle and everything like that. Thank y'all so much. Listen, let me know what your thoughts are in the comment section. This video comic book review took a little bit longer than I would have liked it, but understanding the how much of a fuss it's generating, you kind of make it, you got to do what it do. Listen, like, share, subscribe. I'm out. Leave a comment. Check your subscribe button, because you would think when you drop more content, you get more people. But the more content I drop, I seem to get less people. I don't know how that's working. Thank you, YouTube. So that said, in the meantime, in between time, till next time, and remember the late great Don Cornelius and Chadwick Boseman. I wish each and every last one of you love, peace, and so we out.